Okay, so I was thinking about how old the world is, right? And I know this might sound weird, but I started thinking about generations. You know, our parents' generation, our grandparents' generation, our children's generation. And I realized that the story of humanity isn't really written in years, but in generations. See? Roughly every 20 years, a new wave arrives. Fresh voices, fresh eyes. This has been going on for a long time, like stretching all the way back to 300,000 BC, when the first modern humans began their journey. An estimated 15,000 generations have lived, breathed, struggled, and passed on since then, each one a link in the endless chain. And so today, I wanted to share my thoughts that celebrates these generations, the ones that have been and the ones that are yet to come. Let's dive in. It begins simply, a mother to her daughter, a father to his son, love and blood exchanged across time. The baby grows, becomes a parent, and then a grandparent, and then a great-grandparent, an echo carried forward, until eventually the body falters, the spirit fades, and only memories remain. The sun rises, the sun sets, and the world quietly disperses those who once were. We return to the earth or to ash. One way or another, we become the past. And yet life continues. Not the same, never the same, but always moving. Each new generation pops into existence like kernels of corn in hot oil, unique, unrepeatable. Born, named, and shaped by the era they inherit. Some ride horses, others drive cars, some sail across oceans, others fly in planes or board spaceships, and perhaps one day they'll dissolve into pure energy and appear in another place altogether. Every generation adapts, every generation evolves, every generation leaves its mark, however faint, on the finite human timeline. In the end, a generation is just a fraction of time, a moment, a face, a story told and retold until it is forgotten. But together across the vast expanse of history, they form the grand mosaic of humanity, each life a thread in the infinite fabric of existence. A few days ago, I was hanging out with some friends, and we got to talking about our families and where we come from. And that led us to talk about generations. And I started thinking about how much the world has changed over the course of, my lifetime, my parents' lifetime, my grandparents' lifetime, and how different the world will be for our kids than it was for us. Just think about it. When my great-grandparents were my age, there was no internet, no cell phones, and I don't believe they had air conditioning, but I could be wrong. Cars were a relatively new invention. Airplanes were still considered a novelty. And the idea of humans landing on the moon was, just a pipe dream. The world was a very different place back then. And now here we are today with, technology at our fingertips, instant access to information, the ability to connect with people all over the world with just a few clicks of a button. It's amazing to think about how much has changed in just a few decades. But it's also amazing to think about how much will change in the near future. What will the world be like when my kid is my age? What kinds of technology will she have access to? What kinds of problems will she be facing? What kinds of opportunities will be available to her? It's really exciting to think about the possibilities. But it's also a little scary to think about how different the world will be for them than it is for us. I mean, we're living through a lot of changes right now, right? The climate is changing. The economy is shifting. The way we work is evolving. And these are just some of the challenges that my generation faces. But my kid will face different challenges that we can't even imagine yet. But I think that's also part of what makes being human so amazing. We're always adapting, always evolving, always finding ways to not just survive, but thrive in the face of whatever challenges come our way. And I know that kids will be up for the task. They're smart, they're creative, they're resourceful, and they're kind. And I know they'll make the world a better place just by being in it. So here's to the generations past, present, and future. May we learn from those who came before us. May we make the most of the opportunities we have today. And may we create a world that our kids and their kids and their kids can be proud of. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching.